So you're sitting there with her. She looks over, nods at you, Kaja.
I nod right back and just...
Then,
lady.
I guess you both just stare straight forward.
Yep.
Tip your invisible hat to her, lady.
All right. So, the troubadour's sitting with Tenrax in, huh?
Yes. Hi.
And Grigori sitting in the back just staring at Rimmery and Kaja?
Well, not at them, but keeping out watch from behind. Yeah.
Okay.
And
going-
enjoying
are they
not
going-
being with the chatty southern troll.
Are they going single file or side by side?
Single file.
I guess there's not enough room for side by side on the trail then.
It makes it a little bit less annoying in case something starts to veer. They don't run into each other.
Yeah. Okay.
And makes hazards a lot easier because, hey, they may only lose one cart instead of both.
So I guess I'll watch off to the sides.
Okay.
Kaja can watch the rear guard.
All right.
And Whaley can watch forward.
All right. So cracks the whip or cracks the reins, and they start taking off at a decent pace. So, what brings you boys all the way out here to Haven and going to Bartertown?
This is why I want to sit in the back.
Is this Tenrex speaking?
Tenrex is speaking, yes.
Okay, I'm drawing horses on her back.
His wife just has a surprisingly similar voice to him, that's all.
Are you drawing horses?
I'm trying to draw horses and wagons here, although I'll end up going over the Earthdawn logo, but I'll stop since you're talking to me. What brings us to Haven, good man? Well, a bit of chance and a bit of circumstance. We actually are recently exited of our own home care, and that is, of course, as opposed to in-home care. But we, upon exiting, we received an enticing offer, you could say, from those that were waiting outside, the other good people of Barsave that were waiting outside. They told us that Haven was a place for us to go, and mentioned this Adventurers Guild, which we have become Greenhorn members of. So, myself, Grigori, and Kaja, we decided, let's go. And we kind of befell a strange, I guess you could say, miscommunication along the way. People thought that we were saviors of their tiny little village, and which we weren't, but we ended up becoming such. And then from there, we kind of, once that problem was solved, we went on to Haven, and, well, here we are. So we're getting a chance to truly experience the world such as it is now that we have exited. How long have you been out of your care?
Ooh, that's a long time I've been out of that one. Been traveling all over. So I've kind of lost track of time. Also, I don't know how long trolls live, so I can't.
But it's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a long while. Actually, I met my wife shortly after I left, but she doesn't care to remember a lot of things right then, so
Is that because of just the way she is, or is it because you annoy her? I'm saying this, and I'm asking this in a good way.
Little column A, little bit column B. Isn't that right, Rimmery? She just kind of does a noise next to Kaja.
Well, I see that
She's
you're
actually
not
the
a
one
liar.
pulling their cart.
Huh?
Yeah, the horses are actually sitting on the board. She's pulling the cart.
She looks sturdy enough too. But yes. So he starts sitting there asking, like, if you guys have any business in Bartertown, or are you just traveling to there?
Nothing concrete, although I may be doing some additional work for a scarf seller here in town, in Haven, acting as a representative of sorts. But we'll see. We'll make that kind of call once I get there. You've been to Bartertown before, yes?
Plenty of times. I've been to Bartertown, the Bloodwoods, other towns which I didn't look up because I'm a crap DM at times.
I've been everywhere, man.
What are some things that we can expect? I mean, what Bartertown I know is somewhat large. Is it compared to Haven? How much larger is it?
Ooh, that's It's a mite size larger. It's like the main trading post. So yeah.
And it is the town. Law and order abides there. Yes.
Well, there is one man who kind of runs everything in Bartertown.
Yes. Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about his name, Master something, I believe, but I can't remember what the last part was.
Chief Blaster, I believe he goes by now.
Chief Blaster. I see.
Copyright infringement thing, trying to stop.
And so someone had mentioned somebody named, I believe, Auntie Annie, I believe, she probably also now has a different name as well.
What?
Tina Turner.
Oh,
Tina Turner.
Okay. It's been forever since I've seen that movie. Damn it.
I'm not even sure if I got her name right. I think it's Auntie. Maybe it's just Auntie. So maybe it's Uncle E who runs Bartertown, or who wants to run Bartertown. Anyway, sorry.
You'll get a whole debriefing whenever you get there, you know.
Of course. Excellent. So where is our first stop? Are we will be camping along the trail, or is there a village that we'll be getting to by day's end?
By day's end. Ooh, you really are fresh out, aren't you?
I'm not lying to you, good sir. So I'm curious. I'm here to learn as well as to protect.
Okay, let's see. Now, we got about 5 or 6 days of just straight traveling, so we're going to be sleeping out underneath the stars and such, but we're going to stop at Merrick, so we're kind of not going the fastest route, but we can restock easily there.
Merrick, excellent. Perfect.
And
well,
yeah, you can see basically you're heading towards a mountain range at this point. If anyone is looking on the map from Haven, they're going southwest to try and get to the mountain range first, and then there is like pass around that he knows of. So he starts talking to you about his wares. I'm not going to go into complete depth of this, but he starts. Have you all seen Forrest Gump?
yes.
Is there a person on Earth who hasn't?
Newborns. Do you remember Bubba and his love of shrimp?
Yeah.
He starts going off about corn. That's actually when you guys can look in and realize what he is hauling. A crap ton of corn.
I knew we didn't need to buy all those rations.
I love corn. You can make corn stew, corn bread, corn flour, corn beets, corn.
Come on, chili.
About 5 hours go by of this.
I chose the best position in this cart.
No, he's talking loud enough that you can still hear it.
Yeah, but I don't have. I'm not getting ground zero. I'm not expected to respond to it. So I love it back here. It's the best.
All right.
I'm gonna try maybe after about like a half hour. Once I've realized that he's gonna keep going, Wyland will attempt to if he has a certain cadence with which he's reciting this stuff. Wyland is going to he'll like start kind of like tapping his foot to to a beat, and then maybe he'll like do a little bit of like beatboxing to what he's saying.
So essentially making it a song.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Yeah. It's a basic 1-2-1-2 beat that he's going at. So
just you wait till I learn my first zone of silence spell or something like that.
But he's just going off. You start hearing Waylon's beating, foot beating and simple rhythmic tones going with it. At which point you see Tenrax get really happy.
Beatboxing bard.
And it's like somebody's really enjoying what he's talking about. And he just keeps going. How long do you keep the rhythm going with it?
Your future fame is going to be based on the corn song. the ballad of the corn.
The ballad of Terek's corn. I honestly, I probably can only do this for about maybe 10 minutes tops before I'm going to have to I'll have to probably stop and take at least a drink from the water skin, but I'll try and just tap during that time. But I may eventually switch to the flute and then just kind of do the same kind of beat along with that, or try and play around it, that kind of thing. Do a little jazz flute around it, so to speak.
Okay. When you pull out the flute, Grigori and Kaja start noticing that the second cart slows down a little bit to distance itself from the first cart.
I just look at his wife and go, "Thank you."
Now the horses on the map are separated a little bit more.
One of those marriages. Of long suffering.
After he starts getting into the weirdest combos of corn stew with like stuffed corn filling and stuff like that. That he's just at this point, you obviously know he's just making stuff up, but doing it. The wife actually, Rimri leans over to Kaja and just goes, "I actually like carrots better." And you just hear a hard stop in Tenrax's musical melody, and just like, "Carrots are from the devil, and you know it."
How did he even hear that? The argument
amazing.
The argument that survives over the ages.
Yes. Actually, you notice at this point she starts sneaking out a carrot too.
She's just nibbling on a carrot and giving him a sassy look.
Well, he doesn't see this. She's just doing. She gets the moment to do this. Even offers a bite to Kaja.
Yeah, I'll take that. That sounds fine.
So a bite from the one she's eating on. So
That's fine.
all right, you take a bite. She gives you a smile and starts.
Oh
and
my.
he sits in silence for basically the rest of the day.
Oh, that poor guy.
Oh, now he's sulking.
I'm gonna try once he's done. I might wait like about 15 minutes or so, and then Wyland will ask him. Wait, you mentioned spiced corn chowder with
some of that.
With leeks. Can you tell me what the recipe of that is? And then I'll let him. I want to hear him
corn,
describe
leeks, spices
and water and milk. No, but I want. I kind of want to hear his recipe, or maybe have him describe to me something about in regards to the way his father might have made a particular corn recipe, if he did such a thing.
He didn't learn it from his father. He actually learned it from the person who taught him everything he knows about corn, which was the trader that eventually, got him into the trading business.
Around this time, Grigori is really lamenting the lack of bandits.
I was going to say, for 2 days, it's very quiet. 2 very quiet days of just the troubadour and Enrax talking about corn and various things of that.
On day 2, is there room in the other cart for both of us?
Gonna say for Wayland?
I will make sure to do my item history. I have to do my homework.
Oh yeah, I figured you did that at night whenever setting up a camp.
Perfect.
But yes, if you want to, on day 2, there is room in the second cart. You notice it's mostly stuff for the horses and their own personal things.
So blessedly quiet back here.
I don't understand why people hate when I talk about corn.
I'm gonna okay. So
I know nothing.
here's what Wyland is actually going to do on that first night after I've completed my item history homework. Yeah. I'm going to try and take what he told me about the other merchant who taught him about corn, and along with like that recipe, and I'm going to try my best to turn it into either some sort of song or story or poem like that, with plenty of embellishments.
Really challenging yourself on this one.
I am. I want to do it in such a way that it becomes like, it almost like the whole story of Stone Soup, that kind of thing. I'm going to try and turn it into a story where the centerpiece is this dude's corn chowder, and make it into like a bigger story, and then I will entertain him with it on once we get on the road the second day.
All right.
That's some dedication to your craft, sir.
You are crafting. You are essentially trying to craft the greatest story about
The
a
epic
recipe.
of corn chowder.
Relatively speaking, I mean, you can only craft you can only craft a story about corn chowder only to a certain degree.
I have
So.
to ask this: are you trying to become the Pinterest of Earthdawn?
I'm going to scroll
really
through
glad I don't get
my
that joke.
parchment and
Because every time I have to look at a recipe on there, there's 5 pages of background, itty bitty fucking recipe. But yes. So I was gonna say, do you practice this, or do you want to like fine tune it in your head a bit more?
it'll probably be. I mean, it depends on how successful I'm in like trying to come up. I mean, Wyland just as I think as a rule of how he conducts himself in the evening anyway, because he's always either like doing some sort of practice with his flute because he has to keep that skill up, or he's maybe as he's like plotting out a little bit of songs, making notes or whatever like that, he might do a few trills or whatever. Nothing that's like overly annoying or anything like that, but it's just kind of part of like his background of what he does is his nightly ritual business. So in doing this and coming up with this, that's just kind of how he will spend most of the evening in the camp until he has to take his watch or sleep or whatever.
All right.
And if Terrace asks, it'll be just a simple of, this is just part of what I do. I must keep coming up with stories or practicing the things I already know. It's just part of keeping my skills sharp. And then go back to work.
So, is this why Grigori was okay spending money to be somewhere else?
No, I just didn't want to sleep in a common room with everybody, with dozens of strangers.
Yeah, I do have to ask. With that information that he practices his flute every night, and he
This
works
was
on
just luck that I missed out on this.
How do your characters react after over a week of traveling with this insanity?
Actually, by that point, it's probably just become background noise.
Sure.
I have made quiet friends with his wife. Just
Well, and that's the thing is that I think that's what he's going for here. Is it just kind of becomes it becomes a bit of a background thing, much like I would imagine maybe like even I think Kaja probably not in like a Napoleon Dynamite-esque kind of way, but I'm sure as he's walking, he still will kind of like move his hands and his arms in his theatrical sword fighting type gestures. It's that kind of thing.
Besides,
Or as Grigori
to-
goes and pulls wings off flies and tries to study them in his nethermatic ways.
I was gonna say, willpower and the ability to concentrate are important hallmarks to a Nethermancer anyway. So
Yes.
I probably don't even notice him anymore after a week.
All right. So you guys get to the mountain range, and you start noticing there is a small path carved into the mountain. And essentially, you realize he shows you a map real quick, but right before you guys take off, showing normally we'd have to go around this mountain range, but thankfully a bunch of merchants have done it, and that's why we have these big sturdy horses to pull everything upwards. And so it's going to be going through. Now, this is where it can get interesting. This isn't the safest of places. That's why I hired you three. Hopefully. Otherwise, that's where my story ends.
I see. And how long does this passage go for that we need to be concerned?
This is about 2.5 days, so we're going to have to spend 2 nights within here. All right. So, but still, Wayland in the front, Grigori kind of keeping an eye in the middle, and Kaja taking up the rear.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my new friend who hates corn.
All right.
Hey, you can put carrots in corn chowder. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's see. All
Shave
three
a
of
little
you
bit,
make
you know?
make a perception check, please. Perception checks.
9. That should be pretty good.
All right.
Hey,
And another
9.
All right.
So we'll have to tell Dakota about it.
Kaja is mostly just looking at this basically back end of another cart and studying every little thing about it. Every grain, every fiber, etc., etc. While you two kind of notice some hints of like light reflected off something up top. Not long enough for you to tell anything, but just you swear there was something there. It may have been the sun hitting some of the rocks. It may have been something worse, but you're on guard. Okay.
I'm going to 10x. You know these mountains better than I, but up there, I just saw what appears to be a flash. Could have been anything. Could have been just a mountain ranger. Could have been an animal. Could have been a shiny stone. But just keeping an eye out, of course.
All right. Well, just be sure to tell me. Then we'll, make the horses go a little bit faster to try to get us out of things. So about half the day goes by. It's fairly simple. They let the horses stop and rest for a little bit because it's a bit of an uphill pull, and they're going to let the horses stop a little bit more often. Start pulling out some food. And again, perception checks. One more time, please.
Whoa.
Oh!
Oh.
Okay.
Wow, eagle
Jeez.
eyes.
Go Team 15s.
Okay. Wayland again sees something moving, but Grigori and Kaja both definitely see people starting to skulk their asses up behind on the trail.
All right. I'm going to keep an eye on that. And well, first of all, I'll inform the distracted troubadour about it. And also I will try to keep an eye on it and try to judge when I think the attack's going to happen.
Okay.
And then try to weave a thread ahead of time.
All right.
I can't hold it indefinitely, so I'll try to time it so that I'm getting it. I got the thread ready just like a few seconds before I think things are going to happen.
Okay. And
I'll,
Kaja?
prepare my weapon, but make it look like I'm just sharpening the thing out of boredom.
All right.
I will make sure that my quarterstaff is down by my feet, and since it is a small weapon, I will be able to easily slide out my sling and prep some stones. But once that's there, I'll also get my sling and stones ready as well, seeing as it is a tiny little weapon.
Ready? All right. So you two are still able to see a bit of movement happen around, and after about 5 minutes, it looks like it's not coming around anymore. It's kind of stopped. So, you guys want to warn them, move on, or do you just still wait there?
Well, we've already warned them.
Oh, okay. Well, right. As they start gearing up, saying, "All right, we should probably move along, get moving again." You do one more perception check for you.
Doesn't matter how many times we make his roll it, we're still going to succeed.
One of
We've
you's
got
bound
this.
to succeed. So Kaja, keeping a bit of an eye out, is now a little bit more focused on his blade. But you two, Grigori and Wayland, actually
What a
look up.
horrifying shirt you have there.
Rocky Horror Picture Show, man. I'm talking to you.
Actually look up and see two large orcs jumping down.
Now it is a good time to unleash my spell then.
Okay.
If I still have my thread ready.
Yeah, if you can hold it for how long can you hold a spell for?
I can't really, which is why I have to try to time it too. That's why I was saying.
Okay.
I'm trying to judge when they're going to come out, and since I had good perception checks, I figured I could keep a good beat on them.
Yeah, you're able to kind of do
I don't know
that.
if you want me to make some sort of roll.
No, we'll allow it.
Okay.
So, first initiative checks from everybody. And if you guys lose to these people,
Of course I'm going to lose. I'm slow as hell.
nope. Apparently not that slow.
They should get some sort of penalty for the fact that we were onto them, though. I should think. Maybe you penalize their initiative roll or something.
Dude, there's
I don't know.
step 2.
Step 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if that's their normal one or a penalized one, but
They got a
Yeah,
freaking
okay.
0, man.
How do you get a 0?
with penalties. Well, for example, step
God.
3, I think it is, or step 2 is like a D4 minus 2, so that's one way you can get to 0.
These are more like dorks than orcs.
Wap, 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 wap.
Okay.
It's here all week, people. Try the
So-
meatloaf.
I'm
Try
guessing
the salted pork.
Kaja is a little quicker than Wayland, huh?
My dexterity, my straight up score dexterity is a 15.
And Kaja's
16.
Oh,
okay. Because
Shut
you,
off.
you guys both got
It's
an
the
8
tail
there.
Mug got shot down there.
All right.
Wayland. Oh, look at me! I've got 15.
All right. So
It's
since,
just like dating in high school. I always get shot down.
Oh,
since
Rough.
you were slightly distracted though, Kaja, and didn't really see them coming, you can only either move or try to, swing out with them.
I'll swing.
Okay.
Let's see. It's 10.
You have to beat a 6. Damn you. Okay.
Weapon is 6. Yes. Yes.
Ah, da.
that's right. I just have to throw this out there. I just found the funniest spell for
Okay.
our current situation.
Holy crap, dude.
Wait. Damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got an
Wow.
exploding dice there. You
Yeah,
rolled a 10
nice.
and then a 4. Good thing because their armor is 7, so
Of course, it's the D10 that exploded. So,
yep. All right.
well, it only was a D10, I guess.
So one of them
Wait,
is taking
that's 6? No, that's impossible.
what?
You forgot to add your strength to that, Dakota.
Oh, no. Wait.
That's just the sword by itself.
Oh, shit. That's right. Oh.
I mean,
Reroll.
14 is still a good result, but
Reroll.
you should be
it.
rolling like
Oh,
double that
whoops.
step.
Yes. I'm sorry. This is 12.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's actually pretty standard weapon damage. There we go. That's better. I was gonna say, why are you rolling just a D10? That
Holy
seemed weird.
crap, dude. All right.
I want to say
Screw that
whatever
guy
I'm
in
doing,
particular.
it has to be like,
Oh.
do you play League of Legends?
No. But
Unfortunately,
Ugh. Well, it's just one of the characters literally just pulls their weapon out and spins as a fucking attack.
see, what I was figuring is as you sit there and sharpen, you hear them yell, you finish a sharpening and just go straight up into them.
the guy like practically jumped on the blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
That works too.
You're bound to defend your new troll friend here of Rimmery. Okay. So, Wayland, it is your
I will. So about how far away are they?
one is pretty much right behind you, and the other one's on the other cart.
Oh, I mean, so like he's within like melee weapons right behind.
Yes, he's
melee
within-
range.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I will kick my since I had my staff kind of by my feet in the buckboard of the wagon. I will kick it up into my hands as he comes up, and then I will take a whack at him with my staff.
Okay. Take a whack.
So now I have to hold on. I got to change my skill. I thought they were like in.
We need that whacking song from Fallout now. Whacking and hacking and that's
Step 7 here. So yeah.
All right. That is a hit.
Yeah. And weapon damage on that is going to be Step 9.
Yeah, by the time I get my spell out here, this is going to be overkill.
Oh, they're still standing.
Yeah,
There's my weapon damage of 10 points.
Is this
All
on
right.
the same guy or actually or
Different
a
guy. Different guy.
Different guy.
Okay.
All right. So you smack him pretty hard, but he just kind of looks annoyed. Just like, really? A stick?
Well, you're the one who had a 0.
Hey, man, it's the same as a short sword.
Yes, a stick, and now he's made me mad.
It's he walks loudly and also carries a big stick.
Yes.
All right. So, Grigori.
Okay, so I finally get to unleash the spell, but first I just want to say this other spell I found that made me laugh considering our current traveling companions.
Yeah.
Right next to the spell I wanted to cast is something called Bond of Silence. This spell prevents a character from speaking directly about a specific event, individual, or topic. Poor guy just cannot bring himself to talk about corn anymore.
I have no idea why you would ever want to use such a spell.
Can you even use that spell?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
in spell listings. I thought it was funny. Anyway,
So,
I'm casting. Actually, let me just make my roll first, and we'll see what happens. So I'm rolling step 9. I don't have a spell casting button yet, so I'll just. Ugh. That's probably not going to beat a spell defense, is it?
it does not. You
All right, well,
missed
never
it
mind
by
what-
one thing, so.
Doesn't matter what I was casting then. Next.
All right. So it's the enemy's turn. And guess who has a, rage boner now? The one who Kaja slashed.
The one who's half the man he used to be.
Who now has a -1.
So what's their armament looking like on these guys?
These guys are carrying broadswords, wearing chainmail armor.
Ooh.
Right?
You're better prepared than those guys at the wedding, that's for sure.
After one wound threshold, it's a negative, right? Or no?
Your first one gives you a -0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
so-
need 2 wounds to start. It's the number of wounds you've got -1.
all right, now he's got no wounds then. Okay, or no negatives then. He's got a wound.
He's got no wounds to hold him down.
That,
All right.
that wound would slow down his healing process if we let him live past the end of the fight.
All right, so he will
you
make
won't.
an attack against
Spoiler.
Kaja.
Fight me.
And damn it, he swings too high. He kind of just damn reptiles.
Gosh, he's just yelling out, "Come at me, scrub lord, I'm ripped."
The other one, sitting there, just kind of wants to prove, like, yeah, you're not that strong to Grigori, not Grigori, Waylon. Sorry, Grigori. They think is just standing there staring at them in full armor.
He's right
I've been
though.
called
I'm not
worse.
that strong.
And
Physically.
oh my god. Damn it, you
As a-
guys.
As I block his sword and kick it aside with my quarterstaff, I say, "Yeah, a stick."
All right.
Hey, realistically, quarterstaves are really good control type weapons.
All right.
Really mess with your opponent with those things.
Kaja.
I'll attack the one that's closest.
The same one?
Yeah. Huja.
Oh, watch out.
Ah.
That barely hits, but it hits.
Ooh.
God, these guys are clumsy.
Physical defense of 6.
Cha.
Yeah. They must have crappy dexes, but probably good strengths, I would imagine.
We'll find out when they hit us.
All right.
If
That-
Yeah, if
That hurts, but he's
you know all
still
the strength in the
standing.
world you want if you're never going to hit anybody.
So, all right. Wayland, your next turn.
I shall take another swing at him now that I've pushed his sword aside. I'm going to try and bring my staff back around and catch him across his chin.
Big numbers, come on. Holy
That might do-
crap.
That might defeat somebody's armor.
Holy Christ.
You're 1
Oh,
point
yeah.
away from a double exploding dice right there. So, yeah, that defeats his armor. Hella,
Interestingly, this is one of the rules that's going to be changed in 4th edition, but we don't know the full details of it, so we can't mimic that rule yet.
but yeah, his armor is ignored for you now. So, wail away.
Excellent. Here's where I do 2 points of damage.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, it's
3.
Oh, 3!
hey, it's better
Oh,
than you would have
God.
done of nothing before.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
true.
true.
That would have bounced right off otherwise.
All
That's
right.
right.
As you throw his sword aside, you kind of flourish around and you hit him right in the gut. Just straight with the small end of your staff.
I'll look at him. I'll say, "You escaped this time, but as a troubadour, next round you will be flat, B flat, B flat."
All right, Grigori.
I don't get it. Okay.
Actually,
well, you provided
you-
a
you-
lovely.
Wait, you actually
might
say
not
the
have done
B
much
flat,
damage,
right?
but you provided a lovely distraction for Grigori.
Good.
One second,
with,
Grigori.
with your terrible joke and your tiny little hit.
1 second, Cridar. 1 second. You
Yeah.
actually say the B flat thing, right?
I will actually do that. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
He just says, "What?"
You lose 10 points of XP for that.
No, he just kind of looks at you in confusion while holding his gut. All right, so but go ahead.
And during that look of dumbfoundedness, he feels Grigori's hand on his shoulder from behind.
Okay.
It is not your day today.
Oh wow.
And he will be taking, let's see,
3 points of damage again.
Yes.
step 13, 15 points of damage to his as I pull a chunk of his very soul away with my touch.
Wow.
Just shred it off of him.
He's still standing, but he is very weak.
And if he happens to be lucky enough to have even 1 point of mystic armor, it gets ignored, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. He actually has just 1 point of mystic armor anyway. Oh crap. Okay, so it is their turns now. The one guy will try and attack again.
He looks at
Kaja.
Waylon with much confusion, hand lands on his shoulder, and he's just screaming in pain.
I think he hits Kaja.
Oh God.
He hits
I
him
don't know if
pretty
it feels
hard.
like you have a chunk of your soul ripped away.
That
but
actually
probably
will
hurts a little bit.
will defeat your armor because it's over double yours.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really curious to see how exactly they handle that in the next one. I know there's a damage bonus involved in the new edition, but I don't know what the damage bonus is.
And 10 points of damage.
That's pretty sound. Of course, now if he hits me, he can say, he can look at his sword and he can say, "See, sharp," and then he hits me with it.
Oh God. All right. So
We
how?
actually had a
wait.
prestige class like that in D&D.
Wait, how do I use
parry?
parry?
Nice.
I have that. Can I use that
Parry?
here?
Well, maybe you should read the description of it in your book, huh?
I can't find the book.
I think is it a skill or a talent?
Talent.
All right, I'll look it up for you.
All right. While figuring that out, we will retcon anything that needs to be done.
Well, I've got it right here. So.
Oh, okay.
Parry. Okay. Okay, you have to roll whatever your parry step is, and you have to roll higher than he rolled to hit you.
And if you use the
Ooh.
talent one, you can try and use your karma.
And it costs, you can use your karma, but it does cost you a strain to use this in the first place.
Yeah, which is what, 1 damage?
1 damage. Yep. If you roll higher than he did, then again you're probably gonna want to use karma on this. If you beat his
Yeah.
roll, he doesn't hit you at all.
Yeah.
Of course. Karma's what, 1 karma for every step?
Just tap
If-
step 4 after you do your.
I was gonna say if you hit the talent thing and you put in your step, it'll ask if you want karma, yes or no. If you hit yes, it'll
okay.
automatically roll it.
do that then.
9, submit, input value, step 9?
Is that the step level for that one?
Hold on a second.
Crap. Hang on.
There's more to this. You need to you
I
add
see.
whatever your weapon's size rating is to the roll.
Parry, step 9, karma, yes. And then the weapon size is
Probably a 4, I think it
4.
was.
Oh, God.
Ouch.
Oh,
That'd be a no.
Yeah.
that's
That,
unfortunate.
You-
On the other
that's-
hand, you can buy a new rank of parry now that you've used it.
Yeah.
as
You
you
tried.
as you see him coming down with the force of the broadsword onto your small frame, you try to attempt to parry it, but he basically knocks your sword down and cuts into you. So as you try and stop it right here, it kind of just goes like that.
You're just not used to the weight of this new sword yet, and you're too slow.
All right. Now, the attack on Grigori because he's confused and scared.
He's like, oh god, what the hell just happened to me? And lashes out behind him.
Damn
Bring
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
1 point off.
Kaja.
Oh, I'm going to absolutely kill him for that.
No one makes me bleed my own
Mutilate him.
blood.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
I'm supposed to end the day covered in
Go
blood, but it's
you.
not supposed to
Yeah.
be mine.
That works. You ignore his armor yet again, so roll high.
Nice.
I rolled high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's dead.
Yeah, he is thoroughly dead. He's not
Nice.
unconscious. He is... You...
do not collect pass go. Just
with-
go straight to dead.
The rage of your ancestors now running through you after that deep cut. You take your sword, you spin around in what can be the most graceful manner, and you slice him from top of the shoulder all the way down, deep to the point where he's kind of spilling out.
Ooh.
And Rimmery is kind of annoyed at you because there's blood on stuff now. She's thankful, but she's still annoyed.
Okay, so extra protein for the chowder.
All right. So, Payland,
Iron,
Yes.
good for you.
what do you do?
It's my turn. I am going
It's my
to.
life.
You know what? I'm gonna kind of take a threatening posture. Well, as not many more threatening than I already am, and I will with one
I'm
hand
not
I'll
careful.
point. With one hand, I'll point at him with the staff. The other one, I'll point to his now down companion and say, "Your friend is dead. You're quite outnumbered. I suggest you throw down your weapon
So
now."
All right. You
me
attack on his social defense.
I'll give that a attack here. Let's see. That is a step of 7. This is just my attribute, yes?
Yes.
And I probably actually spit out like pieces of food while I was talking, so I completely botched my attempt to try and intimidate him, as I'm too busy spitting
you're that
corn
student
pieces.
trying to talk to a teacher and going,
The guys-
but this, you see that guy over there, that guy? Yeah, he's you don't want to be him.
The guy's being forced to blink to deflect the little chunks of salt pork that are bouncing off his face while he's talking.
He just looks at you in confusion. Now, does Grigori use that to his advantage?
Then I'll
You know he does.
just shrug.
Absolutely. That looks good to hit.
Yeah, that does.
Actually, what is his spell defense going to be like?
His spell defense is a 6.
Okay,
That's just
so
under.
if he's lucky enough to have a point of mystic armor, he gets to keep it this time.
Yes, but the 15 damage
Which he might not even
takes-
have. But
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
he does.
He has 1 point of
16.
mystic armor. So hence the 15 damage he
So he
takes.
has a halfway decent willpower then, but
But
he's probably taking a nap anyway.
describe how this spell goes. What was this spell again?
Spirit Grim. Let me get to the proper description of it so we can get a flavor to this here. Spirit Grip.
Oh, you're crushing his soul, right?
Sort of. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay. This spell draws on the malevolent energy of the spirits of the dead to harm others. The magician touches his victim and makes a spellcasting test. If successful, his effect test determines how much damage is inflicted. Okay, well that's the flavor text. So I'm basically channeling the malevolent energy of the spirits of the dead into his soul.
Okay. There's plenty. As you channel in the spirits of death there, you notice there's a lot that are able to be channeled in this area and overflow him with this.
In fact, it may have been the spirits of his previous victims taking their revenge on him.
You hear moaning mixed with maniacal laughter and sounds of cheering as he
Dark
goes
triumph.
as it goes in, and you see him crumble to his knees, face bleeding just from the mouth and eyes and such from the overwhelming force that this is, and he falls just face down